Oh, Nicky G, I really kind of feel like July is the month of fucking Japanese games. Because Jesus Christ, in 1 week they gave me two games that they knew I wasn't gonna like. They 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 really knew I was just gonna be like, oh crap. Yeah, there's this new JRPG that no one has heard of. This review will probably get like maybe one view, like literally, Time and Eternity. Yep, exactly my response when I saw that game too. I was like,
What did you
What?
have me watch?
Oh, honestly, it was, ugh. Um, have you seen any gameplay of this?
I haven't seen, I guess, formal gameplay of but I've seen, I've seen the intro of it to the point where I
You
got
seen?
to the wedding.
Okay, let me be honest with you. You know how long it takes to get there? Okay, alright, people, first off, I don't know dick about this story. Because it starts out with a bunch of girls, prepubescent girls, sitting there. Just, sitting around a table just talking, and talking, and talking, and talking, and talking. I was pressing X as fast as my fucking finger could go. I was like, oh my god, I don't care. I don't care. I swear I almost had tears come to my eyes.
Yes.
Because, I literally, oh my god, it just doesn't stop. Oh, I was just jamming on that goddamn X button. And I swear to God, if you cared about the story and you listened to every fucking thing those people had to say, you wouldn't start the goddamn game until about, I swear, about an hour into the goddamn game. If, you watched To the Wedding. Did they actually skip through that shit, or?
I skipped through that shit.
Okay, you skipped through that. Yeah, how long was it? You remember?
I mean, the footage must have been, I'd say about 30 minutes, a 30-minute walkthrough. So I basically skipped through. I mean, it really is just Japanese. I mean, it's just, prepubescent girls and just crazy hair colors, kind of skimpy outfits, and it's just like, yep, that kind of game.
Oh yeah, when I saw, alright, I'm gonna be honest. It was one of those games where I didn't even look at the box cover art from Gamefly. Like when I just, cause I threw every new game into my queue. I was just like, whatever, I don't care, I'll play it. And I didn't see the box cover art, but basically you have these, these girls are actually pretty big-breasted women, and then one of them's marrying this dude where he sneezes and, no, he's like this dude that doesn't even look like he's like, he hardly looks like he's 12. He's typical Japanese dude. And, I'm trying to think where I'm going. It is kind of interesting though. I hand the game a couple of things. First of all, it's kind of like the Studio Ghibli thing with like Ni no Kuni, which Dustin reviewed. They have animated cutscenes. The cutscenes are animated, but they're not animated like Studio Ghibli where they're actually, animation and it looks great. It's like this weird animation where they have select way, their mouth is moving, but they have only certain expressions they make each time. Like I saw this many times, especially during that sitting around the goddamn table talking and me pressing X. They would go through the same movements, like, oh, her hands are up. Oh, she's giving her sad face. Oh, her hands are up again. Like, it literally just goes through those over and over and over and over. Basically, if you're into that type of anime story, if you really like JRPGs and all that, this game might be a good game for you. Yeah, like, story-wise, God. I have to say, though, the voice actors made my fucking ears bleed, Nick.
I had to turn down the volume.
Oh, I know. It literally was just, it's one of the worst goddamn things in the history of the world. I mean, they're not as bad as like Dynasty Warriors where they seem like they're reading up a piece of paper, but they're just terrible at what they're doing. It's, it's a lot of, and, oh, I don't know what I am doing. I mean, granted, they talk normal, but...
Did you play something like, were they speaking English on yours? Or?
Oh yeah, no, it was in English. It was.
I had subtitles.
Yeah, oh yeah, it had subtitles and it was in English. But honestly, I would have preferred the Japanese version because at least I could not tell if their voice acting was bad. I would have been like, oh, clearly I don't care what's happening anyways, so whatever, I don't have to listen to you talk.
It basically sounded like normal anime, pretty much.
Yeah, it was normal anime, but you know what? I might piss off a few people. A lot of anime, to me, especially with the way they talk and the lines they're given, is like nails on a fucking chalkboard to me. I cannot stand that shit. I cannot stand the whole, like, oh, I don't, like the dude who's getting married, I don't know if I want to get married or, like, shut the fuck up, okay, dude? God damn it. You're the worst goddamn character. And that's the character you are at the beginning. And, I also have to put, because I haven't even gotten the gameplay yet, fuck. They give you these choices, and I put this in the biggest quotations I possibly can get. Just people imagine huge quotations. They give you choices in the dialogue, and I picked the asshole option each time, because I was like, fuck it, I'm gonna be the biggest dick to this girl. And what happens is, like, I'm trying to see if I remembered one of them. Well, he said something about, like, okay, your soon-to-be wife asked him about here's the best example. Okay, literally, you're at the altar, and they said, whoever your face is, do you take her to be your lawful little wife? There's an option, yes and no. I said no. And he says, no. They're like, excuse me? Yes. I was like, fuck you, game! I did not say yes! And granted, I laughed when he actually said no. I was like, yes! But then he just backs down. I was like, you little fucking pussy! I did not tell you to say yes. I wanted to take this game in a different route. Alright, from what I could tell with the story, so basically, these guys are at they're doing whatever, they're doing the wedding, they're getting married, this guy and a girl, and then these assassins come out of nowhere. And this guy tries to be a hero, and he's like, I'll save you, ma'am, and gets stabbed in the chest. And he's down for the count. He's like, oh, die, bleh. And then his wife, she kicks a bunch of ass, and he's like, oh, how did you do that? And all of a sudden, she's like, oh, no, the only way to save you is to go back in time. Oh. And
6 months ago.
Yeah, 6 months ago to try to stop you. I don't know why she picked 6 months ago instead of, like, why don't we go back in time 5 minutes ago and I kick the shit out of him and let's just...
Exactly.
Let's just end this right now and then we'll go back to the way it was. Yeah, so they go back in time 6 months ago and... Yeah, somehow he turns into a dragon. He turns into this cute little, like, Pokemon, basically. And they don't even acknowledge him as his name was... I forget what the fuck his name was, like Nathan or something. They don't acknowledge him by that anymore. They just call him Drake. And then he was the Drake now. Which is, a type of dragon, people. And then this turns out this chick has, like, two personalities. She has her... Oh, look at me, I'm kind of happy, but I can still fight. And then I will kill you and your baby. I mean, not that cool, but, she kind of gets a pissed off look. Basically, when she's a redhead, she's like, oh, look at me. But when she's blonde, she's like, I will murder you. I have to say, though, it is interesting. This is actually, when you get into the gameplay itself, it is a JRPG. But it's a JRPG I kind of like. I hate to say it actually has some good gameplay. I'm not the biggest JRPG fan, Nick, because it has the random encounters, and then it has, like the your turn, my turn, your turn, my turn, your turn, my turn. I hate that shit.
Yes.
I'm not the biggest fan of that. This one has the random encounters, which get annoying, but it has something cool. It has a dodge mechanic, where, if you hit it at the right time, like you could hit left or right or forward or whatever on the joystick, and she will juke left or right or whatever. It also has, you can attack, just, if you jam on the circle button, she'll continue to shoot the gun. She has like this big old musket, and she just keeps shooting it. And you could run up to the enemy and start doing like kung fu, or later on you get a knife, and you start using a knife against them. So it's really kind of a novelty with JRPGs, because not a lot of them do that. Like Final Fantasy doesn't do that, and I I really liked. I mean, granted, I'm saying Final Fantasy is probably a much better JRPG than this, but I really did like this mechanic a lot more. I liked having kind of an outcome instead. It was less strategy and more timing on the base, really. And I thought that was kind of cool. Something I thought was really strange though, and it was kind of weird. She's animated, like not computer animated like video game characters are, but she is like hand drawn animated during gameplay. And so it's like this weird 2D, 3D perspective they throw you in. And it's really hard to explain. Like, literally, people, we were going to do a bloody time for this, but I couldn't get the capture card to work at the time, and I got it to work now. And it's really odd on how this goes. I mean, I don't know. Did you see this, Nick?
I saw some glimpses. I mean, what do you say? What do you say? It's a kind of a 2D character on a 3D kind of background / platform.
Yeah, that's exactly what I'd put it at. It was like it is a 2D character just kind of on a 3D realm, and I have to say, with it being like that, it doesn't seem like she's, normally when you're walking around in a video game, it kind of feels like your character's actually walking throughout the world. This one almost seems like she's just running in place, and the world is moving around her. That's really how it felt to me, and it was really strange. Every enemy is also 2D, so it's not like she's just 2D animated, like hand-drawn animation. Every enemy is that way, so it's, at least they don't, like, oh, well, it's different this way. I don't know what else I could add to this. Anything you want to ask? I kind of really just went through everything right there.
Nope, I think you pretty much got it all right there.
Oh, yeah. I could tell you right now, I had no ambitions of trying to get through this game. I just wanted to check it out, let people know, if you're into JRPGs, I'd still give this one a pass. I'm honestly, because that story is shit. I mean, honestly, it was like, when I am pressing X as quickly as I can, that's pretty bad. At least with like, it's not like the Final Fantasies where, you get at least these sweeping cutscenes and stuff. Even if you give a shit about the story, you could at least watch really cool cutscenes. This one was just like, I don't give a fuck about any of these characters. The protagonist kind of annoys me. The enemies are really a bunch of like teenagers running around, and sometimes you'll get these cutesy monsters or whatever. It was not my game. It's not a bad game. I think it has some novelties to it. It's a little awkward, so I'm gonna give it a low C. I say, if you really like RPGs, like JRPGs, not RPGs, but Japanese role-playing games, give it a rental. See if you might enjoy it. If not, whatever, it was a rental. And the only place I can think you can rent this from is Gamefly, because no one uses Blockbuster, and Redbox is picky as hell, so yeah, if you have Gamefly, I'd suggest that, but besides that, I would not check it out at all. I would not. If you find it at GameStop, pick up something you like. No. That is it, everybody. Good God, I cannot wait for the summer to be over. I cannot wait for August to where we get Saints Row. That's how I'm gonna end this. Reminiscing, praying for a better game to come my way. Cause god damn you, July. Damn you straight to hell.